Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am finally feeling a bit better. I have been sick for a little bit. I feel like a lot of people have been sick. I thought we could do basically a get ready with me, but I'm really focusing on feeling myself again, getting back after being sick and putting on that makeup to like feel like yourself again is such an amazing feeling. So that's kind of the vibe inspiration for the video. I'll talk as we go. So I'm gonna start with primer first. I finally got a bottle in. This one's not from Sephora, but I finally got a bottle of my beloved Valentino V Lighter. This is in the shade Rosa. We won't go on and on. You guys know how much I love this. I'm only gonna do a pump. I can sometimes do 2 pumps, sometimes do 1 pump, but 1 pump is sufficient. Sometimes I'm just extra about it and put 2 pumps on. But this sickness was kind of weird. I feel like I had some basically congestion for a while before I even started feeling actually sick. Like my throat was raspy. I had, just like a little bit of pain, not on my throat, but like behind my nose. And I thought that was because I had gone to Arizona for Christmas and it's a lot drier there. So I was figuring that was it, all that stuff. Got back here, was feeling okay, but just kind of not at 100, but definitely nothing I would consider sick. I was testing, for COVID to make sure it wasn't that. Never coming up positive. I'm gonna be using the Makeup by Mario, so you guys will get to see this again. I'm in the shade 2N, just for your guys' reference. I'm gonna do 1 pump. I'll probably end up adding another one in. That seems to be how I like to do it if I want more of a full makeup look, is 2 pumps, but I have made 1 work. And again, I still feel pretty unsure of my thoughts with this foundation. I do prefer, like I said, the sponge application, and the color's really nice. It always looks really good in person, but it's just not maybe as smoothing as I want it to be. So kind of all the same conclusions, to be honest. But anyway, I thought I was gonna get past it, and then all of a sudden, for no reason, just got worse randomly. And I have no idea why. Luckily that only lasted a few days, and it wasn't like ever a fever. It wasn't anything like that. It was just really congested, and I could really just tell in my energy levels that I was not functioning normal. And luckily I'm getting out of it. It's just been a weird sickness. I just feel like it's not very linear. It's not like you get sick, you have like a peak of sickness, and then you start getting better. No. That's not how this has been at all. It's just kind of like hanging around. Fucking annoying, you know what I mean? So anyway, I had a few days where I wasn't wearing makeup, but as soon as I was able to, I was so excited to. I always find like times when I can't wear makeup or don't have the energy to wear makeup, when I get back to it, I'm like craving it. I'm like so excited. It tends to renew my love, to be honest. That's kind of what happened last year with the hospital. It was like I had no time to think about it, I was thinking about getting healthy and getting better. Kind of the same thing with this, like working on just relaxing and chilling and just, giving my body what it needs, the rest it needs, the time it needs, all that. But as soon as I get that capacity back, I am so excited. So I'm kind of recreating a look that I did the first time I was able to really put on makeup and do it because I wanted to do it. So that's kind of what we're going for. Anyway, long story short on that. Like right now, I feel like the foundation looks pretty good, but still textured. I don't even know if I want to zoom you in because it's not the best looking. Maybe this wasn't the right foundation to choose to be like my best self. But I'm just gonna give you another close-up because why not? Why the hell not? My skin is also, I'm trying to get it back. Another thing with being sick, it's hard to have like those beauty routines or just any routine in motion because you're just like fucking trying to exist, okay? You're just trying to like, keep it going, get some food in you, sleep, relax, try not to stress about the fact that you don't feel good enough to do anything. Not to mention, I feel like it's a specific kind of like mind F to be sick right at the beginning of the year. I actually was sick last year as well, with COVID actually. And so I was like, are you kidding me? I'm starting the new year with another sickness, but I think something, I guess we're gonna get into a little resolution, even though I don't do resolutions like that. I've always been someone who's enjoyed fresh beginnings and new starts and blah, blah, blah. I really do. And I like looking forward to things. I feel like overall, I try to be pretty positive about like what can change and like the future and like even bittersweet moments, even sad moments, like trying to learn, grow, and adapt, all that stuff. But it is particularly sucky to be sick at the beginning of the year when you feel like you have this like vigor to do stuff and you're excited and you know, you have all these plans. But I also am really proud, and something that I feel like I'm trying to find a brush. Let me grab a brush really fast. I'm gonna be using the e.l.f. Shimmery bronzer. This is that putty one. I was like reading the French name. I don't know why. Actually, I do know why. It's because on here, the actual name of the product is so tiny. My gosh, that's how you know you're getting older. You're like, what does that say? Summer Fridays is what this is called, which is the second lightest shade, the one that I felt like I didn't like if you watched my video trying the new e.l.f. stuff. But I've been using this multiple days in a row. Again, kind of my sick makeup, and I really like it. I really like it. Even though the color initially seemed off, I feel like because it's so sheer, you can kind of build it up. Like, it's a little more forgiving, you know? Like, you really gotta overdo it to like look really bad. So I've been enjoying it. Something I've really been working on like last year and also just like learning about myself is that I kind of can be a little toxic when it comes to those new beginnings and how I kind of react around them and how I am around them, where it's like you start something and then the moment it doesn't go perfectly, you kind of like give up, start a new thing or whatever. Like, I don't know, I can recognize that that is a toxic behavior, or like maybe not something good to do, you know, like maybe not beneficial to yourself, actually like causing more problems for you if you think that way. And I could tell you that, but I would have told you I don't do that. I don't fucking do that. But yeah, I think I did. I think I did. Isn't that crazy when you just start realizing shit about yourself? Anyway, I guess all that to say, what I'm trying to get at is that with the new year, it sucks being sick, but I actually feel like I was in one of the better places mind-wise to get sick at the beginning of the year and not let it be something that like throws off like, oh, the whole year's gonna suck. Like, I don't think that. Just because I got sick, like, things happen, you get sick. Everything is about like little choices. Every day, little choices, making choices. You always have a new choice to make if you made a choice you don't maybe love or isn't maybe completely aligned with whatever it is that you want to do. The next time you're able to make a choice, you try to make that best choice that you can in that moment. You give yourself grace and you just continue to try to work on yourself, and you try not to stress your motherfucking self out, okay? That's something I'm taking in to the new year and just trying to think about. Like, first off, let's get real. It hasn't even been 10 days into the new year, okay? We're not even 10 days into this big old year, okay? So no reason to get all upset if it's not going exactly how you thought, if it's not perfect 100%. That's okay. We're not striving for perfection. We're just trying to, you know, make some changes, make some choices, do our best. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, you can't even control getting sick, obviously. And I'm really happy that I can, you know, feel that a little bit more, like, truly deep down, so that getting sick didn't completely throw me off. Like, I get it. You know, during it, it's still tough, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to sit here and say I'm a saint. I'm definitely like, oh my gosh, like, I just want to feel better. I just feel like I'm not doing anything. It's like, yeah, you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to. You're supposed to be healing, getting better. Okay, anyway, hopefully that's motivational. If you're feeling like that already at the beginning of this year, I know so many people are sick. It's kind of going around and there's like a million things it could be. There's like 3 different things right now. But baby, we're in it for the long haul. We're in it for the long haul, right? So no need to get worked up about, you know, 8 days, 9 days, 10 days of your life, of the year not going right. Okay, one of the things in my makeup collection I've been loving since I've been sick and doing my makeup, this Mob Beauty blush. This is in the shade M72. Beautiful, love it, obsessed with it. I am so into this color. It's a pretty hard cream blush and I really actually like that. I feel like it's a really good formula if you don't want something too dewy. Like, I don't find this one to be too creamy in any way where it looks too glossy or dewy or, you know, kind of ruins your makeup, especially I feel like for anyone who has more oily skin. So I'm just tapping and stippling that out. This is my favorite blush brush to use, the BK Beauty and Angie Hot and Flashy collab. This one is the A507. I talk about it a ton, but absolutely love it. It applies product so perfectly. I just love blush. I really do. It like adds that life back to my face, which when I'm feeling a little down or need to pick me up, it always helps. It always helps. Okay, you guys, we're gonna be trying out these highlighters. These are the Charlotte Tilbury highlighters, and I did buy 2 shades. I got the shade Champagne Glow, which is the second lightest shade, and I also got the shade Moonlit Glow. And I ordered these off the Charlotte Tilbury website. These were $48 a piece. I know. I know, but I love me a highlighter, so I was really down and excited. And you know, initially, like opening them up, I was like, okay, packaging looks pretty. Let me tell you, in person, this weighs, I don't know, it's like light as a feather, stiff as a board. It weighs nothing. There's no weight to this. Feels like cheap, feels so cheap. Okay, so that's disappointing, right? Then, you know, impress on here is pretty, has some star print, but look at this. Why? Tell me why this moves around. Okay, the pan in here, it spins. Do you hear this? That doesn't sound luxurious to me. That doesn't sound like $48 to me. Okay, I just did this. Watch. I'll risk the life of my highlighter again. Look at that. Okay, so what happens? This has a hole in the back, so these are meant to be reusable compacts. We love that, sustainable, whatever. Okay, we like that. But tell me how this cheap ass plastic compact is just like this. I wonder how it would actually even hold up because it's such cheap bull crap, right? So like there's no weight to it, especially now that the pan's out. The magnet's not very strong in here. Obviously that it can swirl around, just get a swatch, the whole pan's moving. Everything about it in terms of packaging feels so cheap, and I was very disappointed. It's very disappointing, to be honest. Actual powder though, like if we get past that part, I do so far like the powders a lot. Let me give you some swatches. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna give you like a little bit of a diffuse swatch. We'll put it on, obviously. Imagine, I just never put it on my face right now. Moonlit Glow is over here, definitely more icy, really beautiful. And then this is the Champagne Glow, which is really nice. It has a little bit of warmth, but it's not like golden by any means. Definitely nothing like the new Natasha Denona highlighter. I really like the shine on these. I feel like it's a perfect in between of, it's not completely subtle, but it's definitely not like overly shiny or sparkly. You can build it up to get a little bit more, you know, pizzazz, but it's a nice formula. I think a lot of people are gonna like it. I do really quite like it. Again, what the hell with the packaging? Just absolutely not luxury, absolutely kind of bull crap, and you just know they're jacking up that price for absolutely no reason. It's stupid. It's honestly stupid. I'm gonna zoom you in a little bit so you can really see the highlighter. We're gonna do Moonlit Glow over here. Is it going on? You can see it there a little bit. Okay, I've only used this one other time, but I feel like it went on better than how it's going on right now. So that's it. That's Moonlit Glow. A little bit more icy. I don't feel like it's really getting a glow. It's looking kind of satiny. So there's that. Let's try the other one. I'm gonna use a fan brush. And there's Champagne Glow. I feel like both completely work for my skin tone. I don't really feel like there's any kind of like harsh undertone to this one, which is nice. And I think this one will be maybe a little bit better in summer for me. But yeah, I like both of them. I think both colors are workable totally for me. So overall happy, but I'll keep using them. I'm gonna have to do a highlighter like roundup pretty soon though, because I already have 5 new highlighters like from this year. I have the Rare Beauty ones. I got 2 colors. I got these ones in 2 colors, and I have that Natasha Denona one. I mean, don't get me wrong. I kind of love it. I do actually love it. I'm complaining, but it's, you know, a little cat and mouse game. I actually love it. Please keep putting highlighters out, people. I also really like these for the eyes, so we'll use it there. I'm gonna put some brows on so that we can like get the show on the road. We're gonna be using, I don't know what eyeshadows yet. I'll talk about them in a second. Let me get my eyebrows on. Ooh, I'm really trying to go for that fluffy brow look. So with the Persona gel, this is like a newer one, but I try to only go through it a few times so I really get it on the hair and not too much on my skin. So I get, again, this like individual hair look. And then I'm gonna go in and just kind of clean up the bottom with the pencil. Just to kind of have something a little bit more sharp there. All right, I think that looks pretty good. I'm actually really happy with my brows right now. Let's get this creased foundation off my eyelids because it's disgusting looking. I'm so sorry to subject you to it. Yikes. I'm using the Alter Ego primer. I just have been liking something a little bit thinner on my lids. Like, I love the coverage that shadow sticks can give, but sometimes depending on other shadows and just what I'm doing, it can be a little bit of a heavy look on my lids. And sometimes I just want that a little smoother. All right, so here are some shadows. I have some of the Divina, like Moon Dust, I think they are. So they're very, I'm telling you, so sparkly. If you're looking, like, these are like nothing I have in my collection. They're not like Shine by SD. They almost, I don't know, they feel like a tinsel, like a chopped up tinsels in this eyeshadow. That's how these are. So it really feels like metallic when I tell you. I'm trying to get a few swatches, let me do that. But like the way the shimmer is, it is seriously like a tinsel. And there's like these what feel like actually metallic cut up tinsel pieces in here. Really pretty, absolutely amazing. I want to try to get one of those on my eyes, I think. But we'll see, because I also thought it'd be good to put one of the Odin's Eye singles on. I know that's my last video, I think. It's been a second, I feel like, since I've posted, so. And what's so funny is it's probably not actually been that long, but in my head, the way social media warps your brain and time, it means nothing. And so every time you post a video, just the countdown starts over. That's how it feels, just as a creator, in case you were wondering. Anyway, I also picked 3 of the single shadows that I might want to use. I think Laura sounds so pretty. I know I want to do something neutral, but also like a little bit dark. So I have those. And then I also have a few palettes for building out some mattes and like crease colors. So I wanted to pull out this from ColourPop. This is like my own custom palette between a couple different ones. I thought those for a dark shade. And then this is the palette from Viseart. This is the Paris Edit. There's something in there. This is what I've used a couple of times, again, while I've been kind of like sick, but like not feeling my best. This has been really pretty, and I've done some really amazing looks, so I also pulled that out. Let's just get something on my eyes. I'm gonna start with just this matte brown here. It's just a light matte brown. Anything that works for you in the same way for depth you could use. I mean, I don't even know why I say that, because I have no idea if anyone actually like follows along to these videos. I guess I just try to be helpful in case, just in case. Blending that out just kind of all over my crease, all over the outer corner. It definitely doesn't need to be perfect. It's more about just actually putting some color down, because I feel like, you know, I love a light. I like everything. I like every single thing. But I can get down with so many different looks, and I feel like a lot of my looks have been a little bit more natural, neutral. Even if I'm wearing shadow, it's just a lighter amount, it's a lighter color. And I think sometimes like getting back from not wearing makeup for a few days or feeling sick and not maybe yourself, it can feel so good to, you know, put a little extra glam on it and really see that transformation where you're like, okay, I got it still. Everything is right with the universe again. All right, for the outer corner, I think I'm actually gonna go in with this shade. It's like a charcoal color. It doesn't have too much warmth, but it's also not like super gray. And I think I'm gonna initially put that on with more of like a wider pencil brush. This is the BK Beauty 207. I'm gonna densely put it on. I'm kind of doing a little bit of like underpainting is what I call it. I know people do that for like different blush looks and whatnot, but sometimes I like to just lay down even a little bit messy, a darker color in that outer corner. And then when I go in with a shimmer, I can kind of gently tap over it and then go back just very lightly and pat over to revive that color or deepen it after I add the shimmer. And I find that this just helps like in general get an idea of like how dark I want the look beforehand. I feel like it also makes it where you don't have to be so precise with the blending out, you know, like how blended something is. You don't have to spend as much time because a lot of the edges are going to get covered up anyway with some shimmers. And also I find that you can get a lot of the depth down and do a lot of your blending work before you add a shimmer, which sometimes when you add those shimmers, they're a little volatile and they might fall on your face. So it can help with that also, so you don't have as much fallout. So those are the 3 reasons I like to do this. I think that this color is so pretty. It's like not black, but it works like I feel like in a similar way to like add that contrast. And This is something too, like when I'm sick and also just like when I haven't worn a ton of makeup, sometimes, you know, what you think is a lot can get skewed and become relative, I guess, to the fact that you haven't been wearing a lot, but it's not actually a lot. And it's so fun to just put something a little bit darker on. It's like immediately more glam, like immediately. You're like, holy shit, I'm so pretty. I love that. I love that. So if you've been doing lighter looks, I get it. I love those looks too. And a lot of times I can feel so pretty in them, but it does feel good to get a little glam. Okay, so I'm gonna leave the color there. I feel pretty good about it. I think I am gonna go in with that Laura shade, and then maybe I can top with one of the Divina ones if I want to. So I'm gonna just tap this on with my finger. This is one of my favorite neutral shades that came out. It is like a warmer gold, but it has this like bronzy orange that kind of comes out in the base. But what I really love is this kind of green and multicolored shimmer that's in this color. I'm just tapping this on with my fingers. And I like to tap it over, like I said, over this area. It's gonna soften all of that. I love a smudgy kind of, you know, grungy little look, or at least my version of grungy. This would look so good too if you wanted to go more colorful, like a green shimmer, even Lola from Odin's Eye. Maybe I should just get that. But I kind of want to keep it neutral. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? I'll add it. I'll add it. All right, this is the Lola shade. I know it looks like nothing. It looks just kind of white, but it actually has like this green. It's so pretty. If you haven't seen a swatch video of these, check it out. I'm gonna take this color and tap it right up here. Just gently, just to kind of add something a little. You can see it just a little bit. In the close-up, you'll see it more. But we're just kind of like highlighting the green that is already kind of in the shadow and bringing it out with that duochrome. I think it's gonna look great. I think it does look great. Okay, good choice. Glad I did it. That's also part of like getting back to doing things you love after you can't when you're sick. It's like just experimenting, having fun. I love it. I am gonna deepen up the outer corner, going back in with that same matte. I'm gonna go in with a fluffier brush. And now that we already have that built down, we don't really have to do a ton of like blending. We can kind of just tap over whatever is out here and just let that be the kind of depth that we have going on. And you can play with it, add a little bit more of the other color, whatever you want to do, until you get the perfect mix. And then just on the outer edge, I'm just taking the brush I already had, and I'm just so lightly, see how far back on the brush I am? Just very barely blending the edge. So it looks nice and blended. Gotta love it. Hopefully they're both deep enough on both eyes, but they look good to me, but we'll see. Always in editing, you never know. I'm gonna add this liner from Urban Decay. It's in the shade Smog, and it's this beautiful bronze, but it has some shimmer to it, and it also does have a decent amount of depth, but it isn't too harsh, you know, like it just fits perfect. Honestly, it fits perfect with this look. I'm doing a little bit of tight lining, but that's really the color. And then I might add, I haven't decided, a like satiny type shade on my lower lash line to tie everything in, or I might just use just this color because it already has like the shimmer and everything going on with it by itself. Don't let that. I have a little bit of fallout, so I'm trying in my best just to kind of gently wipe that away. I'm going to add the highlighter to my brow bone. I'm going to use the Moonlit Glow. This is kind of similar to me to the Pat McGrath one that you guys know I love so much. It's like shiny, but also can be kind of subtle in a way. Like it's really nice. I do overall like it. I'm just so disappointed in the packaging and just the kind of like overall feeling that I feel like Charlotte Tilbury should give someone, and especially for the price point and even what I'm sure they think they are, like more luxury. It's like, this is not luxurious. This is like not. Okay, there we go. I am going to add some mascara. Today I'm going to use this one though. This is Charlotte Tilbury. It was a free sample when I ordered. It's the Pillow Talk Push Up Lashes. Haven't used it, but I've had a good run with sample mascaras, so oh my god. This looks like a bone, like a fish bone carcass. It's completely flat and then not. So I'm terrified, absolutely terrified in this moment. Let's see. It It went on pretty nice. It's a little bit clumpy, but I've been able to like work it out fine. Adding a little bit more highlighter. This is that Moonlit one. I'm also gonna powder just a little bit, just so we have a little bit of a smoother thing going on. What I've been doing when I use that Mob Beauty, I'll go in now with either this one from Glowish, which this is the Sassy Sienna color, or I have the berry one as well. And then I use this on a big old brush and I just gently sweep it over my cheeks and just add that extra bit of color to bring it back once I have the rest of my makeup on, because I feel like sometimes the blush can just kind of disappear once you have all the other colors going on, even though it kind of seems like a lot before you have any other makeup on. Oh my gosh, this eye look looks so good. I can't wait to show you up close. But first, let's finish lips. I think I'm gonna use this one. This is my Jane Iredale Spice Lip Liner. I love this thing. And so I'm just gonna line my lips. Just kind of fill it in a little. And then I'm gonna add just a clear gloss. This one happens to be the Sweet Tooth one from Sabrina Carpenter. I bought her perfume and the set came with a gloss, and it's not bad. It's really not bad. Okay, let me take my little bangs down. All right, so here is the eye look up close. I think it's so pretty. It has that neutrality that I've been enjoying, but that touch of color I think is something fun. It still feels neutral, but it's just like unexpected little pops. I love those types of things. You could also do something like this instead of there. Do like an inner corner pop of some color that you love, you know? But I really like it. I think it's so pretty. But let's see it all together. Okay, I love it. This is the type of look I'm talking about to like come back from being sick. That's how I feel. Like, I feel like I remember what it feels like to be a person and like enjoy myself and not feel sick in this makeup look, and makes me want to like get out there, do some fun stuff, like remember the good times, you know, and keep living the good times. So I hope you guys enjoyed the look. I'd love to know what things you like to do beauty routine wise to like help make yourself feel better when you're sick. I know when you're like actually sick, like obviously you're not thinking about putting makeup on. Kind of those days where you're just not feeling 100, like you're not back to 100% yet, but you're not like so sick you can't do anything. What are the things you like to do in your beauty routine? What are the things that help you feel good about yourself? I definitely have enjoyed the makeup. I also really try to do my skincare as well as best I can. Obviously, again, giving yourself grace, letting yourself rest when you really need to. But those are things that help me feel better and get back into it a little bit faster after being sick. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed just hanging out. I guess last thing, I was gonna end it, but actually, you know, this is like the new item I used here, and look, this is like play makeup. What the hell? What the actual F? Charlotte, darling, what's going on here? Just thought I'd leave that off. If you were thinking about getting them, if packaging is going to bother you that much, it might be annoying, but actual product's pretty good. I like the product, but for $48, why? Tell me why. Anyway, I'm going to actually leave it here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.